So I don't know if you're going to get to it, but excess waivers. There's always, we're going to talk about excess waivers. I like excess waivers, but yeah, there's certain things about it.
Yeah, this discussion of excesses leads us very, very nicely into our add-on discussion. Add-on cover is additional type of cover you can take out through an insurance company. Of course, this means you pay an additional premium because anytime you add or subtract something to your insurance policy, it would affect the premium. So let's discuss excesses and the add-on portion concerning excesses. Over and above your standard excess and in the tiered excess structure as we discussed, you can apply for an additional voluntary excess.
Okay.
What this would mean is you go to the insurance company and say, in the event that I have a claim, I am prepared to pay a higher excess. This would also then mean that smaller damage to your vehicle is more subject to you having to pay for the damage than the insurance company.
Yes.
Because any claim that happens which is less than the excess, they are not going to entertain.
Yeah.
So in having a voluntary excess, that means you pay a voluntary higher excess which reduces your premium. Now, why on earth would anybody have a voluntary additional excess? It's about the premium. So if you're in a situation where you know, I've got an emergency account sitting in my bank or wherever you keep your emergency account, and I am willing to take the risk that should something happen, should I be involved in a claim, I can tap into some of that money.
Yes.
Then save premium on a monthly basis.
But you can use that to fund your reserve account like we teach with the coaching. Yeah.
Correct. So use that premium you're saving. Don't go and buy chocolates.
Yeah, exactly.
And unless you're buying some collector's chocolates, which is an investment, but that's a subject for another day.
Yeah.
So that's the main reason you'll have an additional voluntary excess. On the other side of the spectrum, there's what you mentioned now, a excess waiver or waiver of excess. What this means is you go to the insurance company and you say, I am willing to pay more on a monthly basis to not have an excess or to have a reduced excess.
Yes.
Again, why would somebody do this? Guys, if you're in a situation where you know, listen, if something happens, I'm not going to be able to pay an additional excess or any type of excess, then pay a bit more on a monthly basis and you will not have an excess. But understand the limitations of waiver of excess as well. Like we mentioned earlier, in a tiered type of structure, 9 out of 10 times your waiver of excess applies to the standard or the base excess.
Yes.
It does not apply to any additional excesses payable. So again, if somebody under 25 drives your vehicle or it's a single vehicle accident or any of those types of things, those excesses would still apply.
Yes. Okay, then just quickly on the voluntary excess. If you have a voluntary excess, so instead of saying 5,000 Rand flat excess, you say I'm willing to do 20,000 excess. Would the additional excesses still apply on top of that, or would that incorporate all excesses up to 20,000?
It would still apply over and above.
Okay, so you might have a 20,000 Rand voluntary excess and then have a single vehicle accident 2 o'clock in the morning, and you'll still have an additional 5,000 or 10,000 Rand on top of that.
Correct.
So it could happen. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's important to understand. The other thing is, in your opinion, if let's say you have a voluntary excess of 20,000 Rand and the client gets a bumper bashing and he knows it's only going to be 5,000 Rand to fix, would you still tell your insurance company that this happened, or would you just go and fix it, or would you still put in a claim in the sense that you inform them of it for in case there's a third party claim, or would you just fix it and not say it because you don't want it to affect your no claim bonus or your cashback bonus?
Usually, when you only notify an insurance company about a claim, it does not affect any no-claim bonuses.
Because it's not costing them money.
Because they're not actually paying out a claim. It could affect your cashback. That depends on the companies. And that's one of the reasons we don't like the whole idea about cashbacks. But, to answer your question, anytime there's a potential for a claim, it's very, very important to inform your insurance company that this event did occur. You are not going to submit a claim. You're only informing them of what happened.
Yes.
because of two main reasons. Number one, like you pointed out, to make certain that if there is a third party claim, that can still be entertained. Because there's a term we call prescription. So you have a small little bumper bashing, you decide to go and fix your car yourself. After 30 days, if you have not submitted or notified the insurance company of a claim,
or a potential claim,
then that claim expires. It prescribes, so you can no longer claim for it. Meaning that if at day 31, the third party, the guy you were involved with bumper bashing with, now comes to you and says, oh, but not only my bumper, but the rear suspension and my neck and my groceries and all of these things were damaged as well, then you can no longer submit that to the insurance company.
Okay. Yeah, so it's important to make sure. So if you reversed into a pole, probably you could just fix it, still notify, but you could just fix it and it shouldn't be an issue. But if you had a bumper bashing or there's any third party involved, even if you feel it wasn't my fault, still go and just inform the insurance company for in case this happens.
It's not my fault is a very, very important thing to remember, especially when it gets to vehicle claims. Guys, never ever admit liability. I know it sounds like being crass and telling other people. I'm not saying run around and get into an argument with people about whose fault it is. Rather just mention, let's have the insurance companies have a look at this and determine what exactly happened.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you admit liability, you are basically committing your insurance company to a claim, and that's in breach of the policy contract.
Because you aren't allowed to act on behalf of your insurance company.
Correct.
Okay. All right, so let's take a short music break. When I come back, I want to talk a little bit about the process. You're in an accident. What do you do? Do you allow these guys to just, whoever pitches up, any of the vultures who just pitch up, do everybody just tow your vehicle, or shouldn't you? Who do you call? All of those kind of things. And then the myth that the assessor will come and check your tire tread to get out of a claim because the car caught fire now because your tires were your tire tread was down, now they want to not pay the claim, that kind of thing. So I want to chat a little bit about that, and then if you have any questions, you're welcome to send it through to us, and then we will answer the questions online. So guys, our next song, one of my all-time favorite bands is Rammstein. I haven't played a lot of Rammstein on the show, and this is Engel, the English version of Engel. So we won't do the German, we'll just do English.